Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Allison, and today I wanted to share with you a scrapbook process. It is the perfect day for sitting and scrapbooking. Winter has returned to my neck of the woods, and so I'm spending the day hibernating. I decided to create a layout using circles again. I was really inspired to use circles, and so I cut different circle shapes, images from my Cricut using my Cricut Explorer. There are teal circles that say, "Oh, happy day" in them. I know it's hard on the screen to see it right now, but that's what they say. There's also those arrow circles. They're going to be layered underneath the picture and one of the other just solid circles. And they haven't made it into the screen yet, but I have small circles as well that have little arrows cut out of them. You'll see me put them on the page a little bit later on. I kept everything on the page fairly flat, meaning I didn't use any foam tape to adhere it to the page and give it some dimension until I add the small green, the smallest of the circles to the layout. You'll see that in just a little bit. I used liquid glue to adhere the circles to the page, most specifically the teal and the gray ones. And before I even started recording this video, I glued my arrow overlay that you see in the background to charcoal, like a dark gray pattern paper that I had in my stash. I am getting low on certain colors of cardstock in my stash, one of them being charcoal cardstock. I'm waiting for my order to come, but since I didn't have any charcoal cardstock, the next best thing was to use charcoal pattern paper. You can't see it on the screen, but there is a hexagon pattern that is already printed onto the paper. You'll see that in the close-ups when we get there. There are close-ups at the end of the video, so if you're interested in sticking around for that, I encourage you to do so. I will also link all the products that I used in today's layout in the description box down below. So if anything piqued your interest, you can definitely go check that out as well. I wanted to add all of the bottom layer of circles, get them tacked into place so that I didn't forget where they were supposed to go. I liked where everything was. So I made sure I glued everything and so I could make sure it stayed in place so that nothing would get lost. The two solid circles, the only two solid circles in today's layout, were meant for journaling. In the design on my Cricut, when I designed this layout, there's a third plain white circle which was meant for the picture, which you see closer to the top of my layout. I decided on the spur of the moment to ink the edges of my two white circles, so that's what I'm doing right now, just to give it a little bit of a shadow and kind of deepen the color of the cardstock, if that's even possible. It just kind of softened the edge of it, I guess, a little bit. So now I'm adding the title. I cut that with my Cricut as well. The title is going to be All Mine because Ava has claimed the dog bed as hers, at least in this picture. All three of our four-legged pets share this particular dog bed. All three of them love it. And at this particular time, it was Ava's bed. So I decided to title this layout All Mine, and then I'm going to stamp a subtitle and adhere it to mine that says Go Away. What did I can't remember what I made the subtitle now. Something like this, Go Away, this is mine now, or something along those lines. You'll see it in a bit here. I decided to add some die cut arrows to embellish my layout just a little bit. Once again, I used my liquid glue to glue them together first of all, because there's two pieces, and then I used my liquid glue to adhere them to the layout. So I'm just adding them right now. There's only three of them. I cut them from white cardstock and Pebble cardstock. So Pebble is like a light gray. And they came in 3, that's what the file was, and they all nestled together, and I think it's super cute. So I couldn't resist using these little arrows just to kind of draw more attention to the title. The color itself of the title draws enough attention to it as well, but I thought the arrows were a nice added touch to that spot right there on the layout as well. As you can see, the dominant color of this layout is the dark gray, and then there's pops of the teal and then the yellow for the title. Then there is also some green as well. Here are the smallest of the circles that I had just mentioned. There are little arrows that cut out from inside it, and I'm just going to sprinkle those around the page. I cut 4. So there's one at the top of the page, one just below the picture of Ava, one below the title, and then there'll be one at the bottom of the page. And I couldn't be more happy with this layout. I love working with circles. It's so fun and unique. I don't often craft with circles. I like the straight, clean lines of squares, I guess. So it's nice to do something a little bit different. Here is where I added a little bit of volume to my layout, and I used some foam squares. I just picked these up from Michael's to put on the back side of the smallest of the circles. Here I am working on the subtitle. So I used a Close to My Heart alphabet stamp set. I know in yesterday's video I couldn't remember exactly what it was called. And I know I'm going to get the name wrong again today if I try and say it. So I'm not going to say what the name is. I think I lied. I think it is Teeny Tiny Type. But you'll have to look in the description box down below because I will include it there and let you know for sure what it actually is. I'm pretty sure it is called Teeny Tiny Type. So anyways, that is the alpha stamp set that I used. It's from Close to My Heart. And I also used charcoal ink. And I just trimmed them down into thin little strips, and I'm going to layer them one above the other over top of the word mine. And other than the journaling, this layout is pretty well complete. It came together super quickly. It didn't take me very long at all to assemble it. Quite honestly, as far as my scrapbooking goes, the longest part of any scrapbooking session is actually the cutting with my Cricut. Sitting waiting for that to finish takes a bit of time. So I usually kind of putz and do some other things while that's going. Usually laundry. Laundry is my code word, quote unquote, for scrapbooking, just in case you're wondering. In my family, at least, that's my code word for doing laundry. Or that's my code word for scrapbooking, is doing laundry. So I'm just adding my journaling. I put them on those, pardon me, put them on those 2 circles. I used a straight edge ruler and a pencil to mark out my lines before doing my journaling. And I'm just using my journaling pen to go over those lines. It's a good way to cover them up if you don't erase your pencil lines. I usually do anyways, but more often than not, I'm pretty lazy and don't end up erasing them at all. But it's something that I should do. There was a little bit of space at the bottom of the last circle, so I decided to add the date there as well. It was the perfect fit. I'm going to throw some enamel dots on this page. I end up using a darker teal color. And with that, this layout's done. Like I said, I do have close-ups coming up, so make sure you stick around for that. And I encourage you to come back again if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and also the little bell so that you don't miss any videos from me in the future. And once again, I just wanted to thank you guys for dropping in and spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed today's layout. I hope it inspired you in one way or another, and I hope to see you again very soon. Take care. Happy Wednesday. The week is half over. And enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, friends. Bye.